In general, how guys have responded to second rivalry week, the emotions of keeping the emotional prep
up. We really, I mean, we've practiced pretty much the same way, you know, and we don't want, I mean, we don't need to peak on Wednesday, you know, so I think our guys have done a good job of being in control of the situation. They know what we have to get, you know, what we had to get done yesterday and today, and they've done a good job of that. Game plan's done. So tomorrow morning we'll come out and we'll polish it up and have a good practice.
This is only one in the win or loss column, but doesn't it really carry more weight than just one win or loss?
Well, I mean, it's a rivalry game, you know, and it's a big game for you. It's not just another game. We don't approach it that way. You know, it's fortunate that it is at the end of the season, and so we can approach it the way we do.
What are their plans for tomorrow after practice? How do you maybe not veer off too much from what is the norm, especially with diet and everything else being what tomorrow is?
That's hard to do when you have Thanksgiving. So what we'll do is we'll get in here early in the morning and we'll have practice early, and they'll get off the field probably around noon or so, and then we'll you know, have a Thanksgiving lunch and we'll cut them loose for the guys that are close enough that they can get home, and then they'll all report back for a travel team meeting that evening.
When they come back.
No. They'll be smart. They're going to eat good. They need to eat good. You know, it's Thursday. We play till Saturday.
Where's the team right now? Today's your last, I guess, full gear type practice, I guess, of the regular season, or you're at that point. If you go back into August when camp started, where's the team now as opposed to where you maybe thought they could be?
We're really close to where I thought we could be. You know, and it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but I think I think we've grown up in both fronts, offensive line and defensive line, and that's why we're playing much better ball at this time, I think.
You've had some big hits, you know, with some of the games, some of the defensive performances, and you've had some amazing wins with the late comebacks and everything. What area are you most pleased with how the team has developed? Maybe the intangible, not so much offensive line, defensive line.
More perseverance, really. I mean, because they've hung in there to overcome adversity. You know, there's only been one situation during the season where I didn't think we handled it well, but other than that, I thought we handled it throughout the year. Nobody panicked. Everybody just hung together, kept being positive, kept pulling each other along, and then good things happen.
A lot of people have talked about leadership, and it requires that you have players that lead. You only have a handful of seniors. How much of that has been incumbent on you and your staff to also be those leaders?
Too much, you know, but we've had quite a few juniors step up, though, and help in that role, too. So that's been really good, and that'll carry over to next year.
When was the game you weren't happy with how they responded to adversity? When was that?
That was a Miami game. Just really, you know, I just didn't think we responded like we had in the other games.
But you like the way they responded to what happened down there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first time to me that I saw them visibly angry, upset after they lost at their performance. They were disappointed beforehand, but it seemed to be they received that loss a little bit differently. They did. They
were disappointed in the way they approached the game. I think they really were.
Can you talk about the evolution of Dajaun Drennon and Nazir Jones on the defensive line, kind of from those early season struggles to where they are now?
Yeah, I mean, both those kids. I mean, you've seen them grow up between, you know, in front of you. I mean, Naz was the offensive or the defensive player of the week last week in the ACC in the D line. I mean, he's really. I mean, again, that guy's just coming into his own now. He's getting better and better every week. And then same thing with Drennon. I mean, you know, he's he's growing like a little puppy. I mean, he's getting older and he feels more comfortable, and you know, he can turn his athleticism loose. You know, he's not having to think all the time.
What's been the difference in the trenches the last week, maybe 2 weeks?
I feel like we just been putting it together as a unit. I feel like in the past couple games we had like spurts where we played together as a team, but I feel like last game we put together as a team like throughout the whole game.
Now, NC State loves to run the ball. How are you guys going to get in there and stop them?
I mean, I feel like we proved that we could be a good run defensive team, and I feel like we're going to show that again this week.
Now, second straight rivalry game. Energy probably won't be an issue here. You had a long week. You guys ready for the second amped-up game in a week?
Oh, yeah, we're ready for it. I mean, I think as a team, I think we've shown that we play a lot better when we have like a good environment and a good crowd and everything. So I feel like that's going to be like we're just going to build off that.
Now, last home game for all these seniors. How important is it to send them off with a win?
Well, I mean, I feel like we did the same thing last week because they haven't beat Duke the past 2 years. So I know we wanted to do that for Ethan and Devontae. We wanted to get that win. So to beat both of them, it was going to be the first time since 2006, I think it was. So that's going to be a real big accomplishment for us.